Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students of class 9th, Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I am going to deliver a lecture of English subject for the students of class 9th. And our today's topic is Gulliver in Lilliput II. That is how Gulliver captures a fleet. Dear students, as you know, the important points of the lesson Gulliver in Lilliput II are that Gulliver, who was the captain of the English ship and whose ship got wrecked in Atlantic and was thrown up are the islands of Lilliput, inhabited by small people, little people, inhabited by little people not more than 6 inches tall. Then Gulliver was caught by those Lilliputians and tied up, and they made him prisoner. But later they came to trust him and soon released him. Dear students, as you know, in the previous lesson we came to know that the country of the Lilliput were facing two kinds of problems, that is from internal problem and external problem. The internal problem which the country was facing was that they took a conflict upon a religious issue whether an egg should be broken at the smaller end or at the bigger end. The external problem was that the country was also threatened by external invasion from Belfasco, another great empire of the universe. Dear students, you know that our today's lecture, Gulliver in Lilliput II, that is how Gulliver captures a fleet, is written by Jonathan Swift, who was one of the most important masters of English prose. So, dear students, before giving you the detailed summary of our today's lecture, I will try to understand you the words of difficult. I will try to understand you the meanings of difficult words or new words which are important for you. So first word is empire. Empire means kingdom, Badshahi. The sentence for this word empire is, or I will try to understand you the meaning of this word empire, which means kingdom, that is, once the British was great empire. Once the British was great empire. In our today's lecture, there is another word, avoid. Yes, dear students, avoid means to keep away. Dur rakhna, baaz rehna. And sentence for this word is, we should avoid bad habits. Then another word is scouts. Scouts means sipahi ya nigrani jahaz. I will try to understand you the meaning of this word with the help of this sentence. The scouts of Lilliput reported that the enemy is about to attack. The scouts of Lilliput reported that the enemy is about to attack. Then another word is advice. Dear students, you know that there are two words, advice and advise. The word advice, ADVIC, advice, it means nasiyat. And its sentence is, he gave me a good advice. उसने मुझे अच्छी नसीहत की. Another word, advise. ADVISC, advise. It is verb because it denotes some action. And you know that a word which denotes some action, that's called a verb. So the advise word, it means नसीहत करना. अब इसमें action आ गई. And its sentence is, he advised me not to smoke. उसने मुझे एडवाइस की, नसीहत की कि आप स्मोकिंग न करें. Then there is another word in our today's lesson, in our today's lecture, that is wade. W-A-D-E, wade. Wade means पानी में चलना. And sentence is, Gulliver waded into the channel. Gulliver waded into the channel. Another word is engage. Engage means employ. Dear students, engage means employ, lagana. He is engaged in his work. He is engaged in his work. Another sentence is ointment. मरहम पट्टी एक किस्म की इससे मालिश की जाती है. Gulliver used the ointment to relieve his pain. Gulliver used the ointment to relieve his pain. Another word is drown. Dear students, the word drown means डूबना. जब कोई जानदार चीज पानी में डूबता है तो उसे कहते हैं drown. And its sentence is, the men of Lilliput took that Gulliver had been drowned. जो बिलफेस्को के आदमी थे उन्होंने ये सोचा, उन्होंने ये समझा शायद गलिवर पानी में डूब कर मर गया. Then in our today's lesson there is another word, adventure. Adventure means great work. Yes, dear students, adventure means great work. कारनामा, बहुत बढ़िया काम. Gulliver did an adventure. Gulliver did an adventure. Gulliver ने एक बहुत बढ़िया काम अंजाम दिया, बहुत बड़ा कारनामा अंजाम दिया. So dear students, these were the new words or difficult words for you in our today's lecture, and I tried to understand you the meanings of these words with the help of sentences. Now, dear students, our today's lesson starts. I will give you the detailed summary of our today's lesson, that is Gulliver in Lilliput II. That is how Gulliver captures a fleet, which is written by Jonathan Swift, who was the most important masters of English prose. For our today's lesson, you all, the students, are requested to open your books at page number 14 from your prose section. Yes, page number 14. Now I will give you the summary of our today's lesson in easy and simple words. The Empire of Lilliput is an island situated to the northeast of Lilliput. It is separated from Lilliput by a channel about 800 meters wide. Dear students, here is word wide, and it is grammatically adjective. As you know, an adjective is a word which qualifies a noun or a pronoun. And we see in this lesson, in our today's lecture, that the word wide, it qualifies channel, so it is adjective. And its noun form is vadith. The scouts of Lilliput reported that the enemy fleet was about to attack Lilliput. They had a fleet of 50 warships and other ships. And who had a fleet of 50 warships and other ships is the men of Lilliput, the empire of Lilliput. Gulliver was told by Lilliputians that the channel was 5 feet deep in most places, and the channel is nowhere more than 6 feet. When Gulliver came to know this depth of the channel, Gulliver ordered the empire of Lilliput for a great quantity of the strong, or I can say strongest cables and bars of iron. Again the word strongest, here is used. It is adjective and it is the superlative degree of adjective. Dear students, you must know that an adjective has 3 degrees: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. The simplest form of adjective is known as positive degree. The higher form of adjective is known as comparative degree, and the highest form of adjective is known as superlative degree. So the word strongest, it is adjective and it is superlative degree. He twisted the cables together and made 50 strong cords. Yes. So Gulliver armed himself with these. He waded into the channel, swam a little way, and got soon near the enemy fleet. The word here swam, it is verb because it denotes some action. And you know that a word which denotes some action is called a verb. So the word swam, it is verb, and it is second form of verb, and its first form of verb is swim, terna. When the enemy, or we can say when the men of Belfast saw suddenly Gulliver, they got frightened and began to run away. Gulliver took out the cords and fastened a hook to the prow of the each warship. Warship, dear students, warship माने जंगी जहाज, वो जहाज जो जंग में इस्तेमाल होते हैं तो उन्हें कहते हैं warships. The word here used prow. Prow means the front part of the ship. जहाज का जो अगला हिस्सा होता है, that's called prow. When Gulliver was busy in his work, the men of Belfast shot thousands of arrows at him, which was as big as knitting needles. Those arrows gave Gulliver a sharp pain. Many of them struck on his hands and face and gave him sharp pain. Gulliver quickly took out his eyeglasses for the purpose to save his eyes from those arrows, and then he pulled out those arrows from his body, and then again he rubbed the ointment, and then again he continued his work. He fastened the hooks to the prows of all the warships and tied their ends together in a knot. He cut the cables that had fastened the anchors. Then he pulled the entire fleet of the enemy with ease. The men of Belfast shot at him while Gulliver was doing his work. When he was out of danger, when Gulliver was very far from men of Belfast, he stopped and pulled out those arrows and also rubbed an ointment that the Lilliputians had given him for this purpose, and when he rubbed that ointment, it relieved his pain. Yes, whose pain? Dear students, it relieved the pain of Gulliver. The emperor of Lilliput was waiting at the shore to see the outcome of that great adventure. Dear students, the word outcome here means result, in a natija. When the king of Lilliput and his men saw Gulliver alive, they felt relieved, they got jubilant, they became very much happy. Gulliver shouted, which was at a little distance now from this king of Lilliput and his men. Live long the most mighty emperor of Lilliput. The emperor and his men received him with great honor and dignity. They made a warm welcome to Gulliver for this great adventure, and they awarded him by making him a great lord on the spot. Dear students, in this way we came to know that Gulliver, who was the king of an English ship and whose ship got wrecked in Atlantic, we came to know that today that he succeeded in capturing the fleet of the men of the Belfast. So this was our today's topic. This was the end of our today's topic. The next topic will be delivered inshallah on the next Monday. Till then, goodbye to all of you.